Hi, hello everyone. Okay, I see some of our participants are still coming in today. I'll be getting the session rolling first while waiting some of the participants joining our sessions. Welcome and good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. This is organized by NBS Intellectual. My name is Maggie Cheong. I'll be your host for today. So today we'll be having an IP Pocket Talk. Focuses on industrial design. So ever wonder what is industrial design? How does it work? And how do you protect it? So we'll be having Miss Natasha Tazuddin, who is our patent executive. We'll be sharing about industrial design. So later on, I'll be playing a video, a pre-recorded video that will be explaining about industrial design. And fret not, we are having Miss Natasha here today with us. And at the end of the video, we will be having her to answer some of your questions. And so please feel free to leave your questions in our Q&A box, not in the chat box, in the Q&A box, so you won't miss out your questions. And I hope you can hear me loud and clear. And later on, if there's any technical issues that you can't see, can't listen to us properly and all that, please feel free to feedback to us in the chat box so we know when to sort it out, right? Okay, so I see the participants joining in. So shall we wait a bit or we just start right away? Okay. Right. So I guess we will just start. So and by the way, we're also playing live on Facebook as well. So if you have friends that want to watch our session, you can always tell them to go to our page, NBS Facebook page, and then watch our session as well. Right. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay.
Okay, thanks for joining us today for this version of Pocket IP Talk. So as we all know, we are going to learn, I'm going to show you how to get your industrial design drawings right for your future ID filings. Okay, my name is Natasha Tajuddin and I am a patent executive at NBS Intellectuals in Berhad. Right, so today I'm going to explain to you what an industrial design is and the reason why we are having the talk today to get to the known issues that are associated with ID drawings and photographs that we typically get from our clients. And then I will show you how to get the drawings right by showing you the categories or aspects of design that can be protected under the industrial design law, and then the types of drawings or photographs that you can use for your ID filings, and the representations that you need to be aware of in order for you to prepare your drawings and photographs. Okay. So industrial design refers to visual ornamental elements applied to a product that you wish to mass produce. Okay, so in order for you to protect your design under the industrial design law, your design has to be new, right? So, and it's never disclosed to the public either by yourself or by anyone else. And it's not a subject of another application to the best of your knowledge, and it must be aesthetically pleasing. Okay, this is very subjective, but it really makes your life easier if the examiner thinks that your design is very catchy or it looks really nice. So in some countries, the industrial design is referred to as design patents. So when someone comes up to you saying patents, when talking about protection of designs, so they may be referring to design patents or confusing the industrial design with actual patents. The one on the left, as shown on the screen, is an industrial design, and the And the one on the right is a drawing accompanying a patent specification. So patents provide a technical solution to a technical problem, whereas industrial designs purely concerns the aesthetics or appearance of a product. So it really is there to make something looks really nice to the examiner and your potential customers. So as business owners or independent creatives, you may have wondered what constitutes an ID filing. Okay, so typically you will be required to submit formalities details, including applicant and creator details to your patent agent. And then your agent will be preparing your application by assigning a generic name or title to your design. So you can't use a trademark name for an ID filing. And then a brief description, and then captioned pictures or drawings, along with a single claim, depending on the aspect of your design that you wish to protect. Right? So we understand that some clients have little to no experience in filing an ID application for their design. So it's very common for us to encounter some issues with the pictures they submit to us, and it happens a lot. So the first issue is clients giving us poor quality pictures for their ID filings. Okay, this is what we don't want from our clients. Some of these drawings or photographs come to us having jagged lines or very pixelated. So unless your design is based on pixel art, pixel art exists, this is not in accordance with the regulations for ID filings. Okay, it's just a sign of very poor quality pictures. So some other drawings also come very blurred or faint. So it's very faint, they might as well disappear into oblivion. So, okay, so we need to avoid these things. Okay, so the second issue is that clients don't disclose all views necessary for their ID filings, all right? So this can cause confusion and mislabeling of drawings or photographs. The examiner may also raise an objection on the grounds that the design is not comprehensive enough for reproduction. So they, for example, they have a design of a charm, and they just give these two drawings to us. One is a front view and the other one is the back view, but they don't give us the perspective view, the top view, the bottom view, the left side view, and the right side view. Okay, so it doesn't inform a person's skill in the art how to create the charm. So bearing the issues that we have encountered in mind, we think potential applicants need to be aware that failing to meet the standards of the regulations of a particular jurisdiction or country will result in objections by the examiner. So the objections are usually raised during the formality examination stage of the ID filing. If everything is correct and addressed carefully, your design will be granted a registration to the ID registry. The term of protection for industrial designs can go up to a maximum of 25 years. All right. So now we can have a look at the aspects of visual ornamentation that are up for protection under the industrial design law. So the first one is the 3D design of your product, as shown here by the lollipop created by Adam Pawlowski from Poland. And the second one is the 2D aspect of your design that you may want to print on other articles such as scarves, shirts, or bags, but not limited to this article, of course. So exemplified here is the scarf created and owned by Nojuma. Okay, I'm sure you are aware of the brand. And the third aspect is a combination of both of the two previous aspects. Okay, so you can seek protection for the 3D design as well as the 2D elements accompanying the 3D design. So the picture here is showing the packaging of Hershey's Kisses chocolates, looking like the little chocolates contained in it. So these are very creative, and we hope we have given you some ideas on the possibilities that you have with your own designs. So when we are preparing for an ID filing, we always ask our clients to provide us with drawings or photographs having these criteria, okay? So the pictures must be at least of 300 dots per inch in resolution, because this is an industry standard for printing on any media, especially paper. So you can be rest assured that your drawings or photographs will come out clear and crisp. Then we need clear black and line drawings. The grayscale photos with good contrast are acceptable. Colored pictures are acceptable as well, but bear in mind that you can't claim colors under the Industrial Design Act. And please don't append labels to your pictures, and most importantly, identify the unique features of your design. So before preparing your drawings or photographs for your design, okay, for ID filings, just take a moment, or a day, it's really up to you to visualize your design in your head, okay? How would you like to present them to the examiner? That's one. So which part of your design is unique and important enough to seek protection for? Okay, that's two. So it can be just one view. It can be multiple views. On screen, you can see some of the most common views of designs we request from our clients. So this is an example of an industrial design represented by line drawings. The design of this outsole is owned by a Malaysian company. On the right is the top view of the outsole. On the left is the bottom view of the outsole. So here you can see the left side view of the outsole as well as the right side view of the outsole. Okay. Now, so we're looking at a handbag design. So if you are into designer handbags, you'll instantly recognize that these are the Lindy's. They bear no visible branding, and I even think they look like dumplings, but people know they belong to the house of Hermes. You see, this is the power of a protected original design combined with heavy dose marketing. For most people, they want their designs to be instantly recognized because it links the design back to their respective brands. And I'm sure you want the same too, okay? So notice that the Lindy's are all set against a white background without other distractions such as shadows. We think this is a good example for you to follow. Hermes disclosed the design of the bag in full so that they can protect every external elements of the Lindy. So now, okay, we need to also let you know that there are instances when single representations are sufficient for an ID filing, sometimes as long as the representation informs the examiner that your design is reproducible by others by only referring to the representation, okay? So pictured here are the bracelet designs belonging to one of our clients. They are set against white and black backgrounds to give them some contrast for viewing. Okay, so what if your design is complex? Okay, you don't have to worry about that. You can always consult your patent agent for advice and to guide you in preparing your drawings or photographs. the product has to be well lit and set against a white or black background. Sometimes your patent agent may even, take the courtesy to edit the photographs for you, which we have done in the past. We certainly can do that for you as well, as long as the picture is well lit, okay, from all sides. All right, so you may want to seek protection for your pattern design as well. So this is allowable. So you just have to follow the requirements that I have mentioned on the previous slides. And this particular pattern is owned by a Malaysia-based brand, Bonia. I'm sure you've seen your bags having this pattern on them. And sometimes your patent agent may request for drawings which consists of broken lines. Okay, so you might be confused why we would want this. Okay, so this is because the broken lines indicate a structure that is not part of the claimed design, not part of your actual design that you want to protect, but it's considered necessary to show the examiner the environment in which the claimed design is used. So again, this helps the examiner understand the context of your design. Okay, so maybe you are an independent designer. Okay, so you designed a flip phone with the intention of selling or licensing the design with interested parties in exchange with a sum of money. So this is possible. Okay, you can increase the value of your design by having it protected as an industrial design before selling or licensing it off. Sometimes you may have to provide additional drawings, we call them drawings in alternative positions, to help the examiner understand the context of your design. So this is one very good example that we have found. This toy was created and is owned by an American artist and designer, Brian White. He provided the examiner an exploded view of his toy to inform the examiner on how his toy was assembled. Okay, so the toy has since been licensed to Fat Brain Toys for mass production, and it has been granted an award for making, well, as you can see, their parents really happy, apparently, not kids, but parents. So, of course, we need to show you the examples of ID filing documents disclosing some designs following the criteria I have explained on the previous slides. The drawings are always followed by caption per application. Sometimes a disclaimer is appended to exclude non-essential elements in the drawings or photos, such as letters, numerals, or words. Basically anything that doesn't affect your original design. So, okay, so we are arriving at the end of the talk now. So what we'd like you to remember as you prepare for your future ID filings is to visualize your design in your head, okay? So how does the design look from every single view? How does it look from every single perspective? And then from there, you can come up with as many views or representations as possible. But to help you funnel the number of drawings or photographs that you need to prepare, identify the key features or unique features of your design that you don't want others to copy. Okay, so with this in mind, you are already on the right track. if you don't have the necessary skills to produce very good quality drawings or photographs, you can always hire a graphic designer or draftsman to help you prepare them. Okay, and if you have any doubts at all, if you are unclear about how to get your drawings or photographs right, you can always seek help from your patent agent. They are there to assist you in your application to make sure you ace the ID filings, to make sure that you will be granted to register your design to the registry. Okay, so that's all from me today. Thank you again for joining us. So if you have any questions, you can ask them now, or if you need to think about what to ask, you can always send us questions later at the email address we provided here. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Miss Natasha, for explaining to us what is ID. I'm sure all of us here have more idea about what is an ID. I've learned one or two from that video as well. So we will see if there are any questions, or please feel free to drop your questions right now. We are having Miss Natasha here to answer the questions for you. Please drop them here, okay, in the Q&A box. Let me see. Okay. Or Miss Natasha, do you have anything to add on? Or okay, I will just shoot you some questions, right?
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Sure. Right.
All right. Actually, how do we check if the industrial design has been registered or not?
We typically will run a search against industrial design databases for that. So we do offer clients to perform what we call as the novelty search before we advise them to go on with their ID filings. So it's important for clients to have these things sorted out first before they even think about going forward with their ID filings. They have to see if there is a similar product out there that is already being sold, because you don't want to be infringing other people's products. Right. So, okay, there's a question from someone. It's asking me, is ID applications common in Malaysia? Many Malaysians filed ID. Yes, we have, but we get more international applications. This is based on the statistics that were provided by the MyPO themselves. We get more international filings than Malaysians themselves. Like the last statistic was about 40% of applications are from Malaysia and 60% are from overseas.
Okay. We have other questions as well.
I think people can ask me questions in Bahasa Melayu juga. I understand Bahasa Melayu. It's okay.
Okay, so we have one interesting question here. What is the difference between ID and copyright? Copyright is also design, right?
Okay,
that's what I thought as well.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. Copyright are for a work of art that is not produced for mass production. Because if you are a lover of the arts, you would typically go to exhibitions. You will come across paintings, paintings or a painting, and there is only one of its kind, and that falls under the copyright. As For industrial designs, this is something that you plan to mass produce in order for you like to sell to the public. Okay, so I hope that that clears that. And there's another question: how long it takes to complete the ID filing in Malaysia? Okay, it really depends on how fast the examiner works actually. But typically, like if everything goes smoothly, it would take about a year. Okay, if the application goes on smoothly, if we address their objections correct to the T and on time, because some cases can be a bit more complicated and that can drag the application. There had been cases where we prosecuted industrial design filings for like 2 to 3 years. So it really depends. But if you are lucky, then it's just 1 year.
All right. Is there more questions? Yes. Actually, do we get to file one application and it will be registered worldwide, or do we need to file applications separately in different country?
Okay, if you intend to file your applications in various countries, like multiple countries, there is an international system that we adhere to. It's called the Hague Agreement. So if you go through this route, then you will. What it does is that it helps you simplify the formality process of having your design registered in various countries. But typically we get clients that just like to, they only want to file in like maybe 1 or 2 or maybe 3 countries. So that goes through the normal route. So first they would file their application in Malaysia typically, and then after that, if the applicant is a Malaysian based company or entity, they have to obtain clearance from the MyPO first for a few months, and then they can proceed with filing to other countries.
Great. Okay. We have another question.
Yeah, can we
produce the product before the filing is complete? So it's like you've mentioned that we need to take some time to get the process done, right? So during, I think I take it as during that period, can we present the product to the public?
Okay, I think there are certain conditions to this. You can produce the product before you file for for an industrial design, provided that you don't disclose the product to the public. Okay, that's one. So you only decide to like disclose the product once it has been registered. Then you can do that. The second one is, we have clients coming to us wanting to register their designs, but the product is already being sold in the market. So okay, there is something you can do. You have to get your product, the design of the product registered within 6 months. I say, okay, I repeat, 6 months from the first date of disclosure. Okay, so so if it goes beyond that, after 6 months, I'm sorry, we can't help you with that. It's considered not new. Okay.
Okay, great. So I think we can stop here the questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to, you can inbox our Facebook page or you can email to us as well. Yes, thank you everyone. And thanks Natasha for joining us. And yeah, we have ended our session, so you can feel free to leave our webinar now and we'll be close everything in 1 minute. So yes, thanks for joining us and take care everyone. Goodbye.
Bye. Thanks.